So Angela's a bit of a god tier champion for this route in Act 7.2.6, and I've got to be very careful that I don't call it 6.2.6, which, I don't know, sometimes there's lots of 2.6s. In any case, Act 7.2.6, this really cool route right here, called Buff Synthesis Fury Precision, Special Connoisseur, Icarus, as we know, and Matador. Now, the main thing to point out with this is with Icarus, it does mean after a certain amount of Fury buffs, you get yourself that nasty degen. Oh, it's a nice sting in the bum. But what is a good sting at the enemy is having a champion that can shrug off and deal with that degeneration effect, especially if you've got it to a high signature, and also the damage that can be done with a scaling amount of prowess by the means of, hey, loads of Furies, don't get degen, swipe back, get the dexterity, which is the precision buff, turns it into a prowess, boom, and then hitting with a very nice SP2 and loads of armor breaks to do some devastating damage. Did I advertise that well? You darn tootin' I did. To really kind of like break that down and kind of like dumb it down a shake before we go into some gameplay and footage, the signature ability of Angela is that damaging debuff duration is reduced for each buff on Angela. So the more buffs you have, Icarus, the more chance you have to shrug off that debuff effect. So it's kind of like scaling. If you got 4 buffs on you, it means that, like, you know, my 26% is essentially over 100%, therefore dealing with Icarus, and given Angela is a great option for. I should do like a video on Icarus and 6.2.3 or this. I will do that at some stage. That would be fun, but that is not what this is all about. This is all about this particular lane in 7. I did it. I said it, and I said I wasn't going to do it. Did it? 7.2.6, which has all those lovely things and just outputs some amazing damage. Angela's a great champion in herself, and as well, like looking at the extra amounts of damage you can do with the Fury buffs, with that prowess, and also with the armor break, which, if you know the champion, special attacks, it says here, 1 armor break debuff on the opponent for each buff on Angela. So it's just like the more buffs you have, the more armor breaks you have. The more armor breaks you have, the more devastating damage you're gonna do. And especially with some of the champions that you go up on against on the lane, it is just for the ultimate cheese. And especially because, like, I think most of the footage that I've got for each fight is like done in a matter of seconds. Like, what, I'm talking like 20 seconds or something, or even less than that based on rotation. It's just like, man, it's fun. And as well, I think it's one of the most more enjoyable routes, especially if you've got a champion that is not susceptible to degeneration, can rotate respectively, and works pretty well, like Angela does. This could be a great option. Other than that, you can use, because there's a hashtag metals on the route, and I will showcase a Magneto on this as well. There's 1, 2, 3 hashtag metal champions on that route. So if you are stumped for ideas, I think Kabam must have done this with Angela in mind, as I lose my iPad. I mean, it's already scuffed enough. But yeah, like it's a really cool route to kind of do, and yeah, well worth checking out. So I think, without further ado, and without kind of like talking too much more, let's just kind of like roll the footage. By the way, you can have Odin with this, and any kind of synergy that you feel would bolster Angela. I mean, for me, very different, because I was setting up for the routes that I was doing, and as well the champions I was bringing in for the end. So yeah, in any case, like, shut up, Richard. Roll some footage. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to throw this particular fight 3 times, basically because this. Like, look, it's like, that's 300k damage with a crit. But, I mean, look, like, that's like, what? Like a 400 to 500k special attack. No suicides. Imagine if I had suicide masteries on. Dude, that would be incredible damage. But I don't, because of, you know, reasons. But you can just see the damage potential. It's beautiful. This route was solely just built out with me kind of using Angela and having to do at least like 1 SP2 in some stretches, like an SP2 and an SP1. More so if I had class advantage. Against Gambit right here, SP2, look at all those armor breaks. Boom, good crits, 176k. And then against Captain Marvel, boom, boom, and boom, 211k. Jesus. But I did decide to like change it up a little bit, and I think I just didn't want to risk my Angela. I wanted her still alive because it meant that I could take that champion and switch it over to kind of Professor X, which I recently pulled, which is fantastic. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of like showcase this because it was built up to 55 prowess, which is a bit of a slow process because of Matador. Oh, it was too early then, Rich. Bad show. But still, you can see like the massive amount of damage I can just take off with a hashtag Metal Champion. And as I said, this footage is so kind of like quick, and that's it done because it's like it's like it was just ridiculously fun. I think it was like KJ said in like chat, it's like, hey, you should check out Angela for this path. And I was like, go on then, I'll check out Angela. And it's kind of like that very kind of quick realization, like, yeah, I'll use Angela. That kind of like that's pretty fun. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of showcase that. This is not the progress on my main kind of like account. This is on the content creator beta. The reason that I'm kind of like using this is that I've cleared the path at the point of recording this video, and I'm just doing bits on Gwendmaster. So it's kind of like I don't have any of the champions up to showcase any of the things to point out, like the buff suppression and stuff like that. It would be kind of like a different kind of video, just go like, oh, there's a path and it's done, and I'm like up here for some kind of reason. So yeah, bad timing on the recording factor side of things. But yeah, Angela, man, great option. I will be doing a full 7.2 guide at some point and breaking it down, especially looking at some of the champions that have been added since the addition of Act 7.2, and then putting together like an exploration guide. I don't know when though. I'll probably have it out sometime next week, especially because I want to look at other champions and test out some more kind of like options and have a look at whatever else everyone else is putting, and then kind of like make, and maybe like some synergies as well, just for interaction purposes. But still, man, really enjoyable, really fun. There have been some really kind of fun things with Act 7.2. I'm just not... I did a bit of Act 7.3 a little while ago, but I kind of felt because of the paradoxes, they've kind of ruined my interest in Act 7 at the point of there. I mean, Act 7.3 is a bit disappointing, but I think Kabam know that, and I think they understand that paradoxes were a bit of a mistake. Or maybe they don't. I mean, this is Kabam. They don't really learn from mistakes. Either way, it's all good, it's all fun, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a lovely weekend or day or whenever I'm posting this, and hopefully see you in a live stream very soon. Check out some other content as well located on screen right about now, and I'll see you in the next video whenever that will be. Cheers everybody, bye bye.